Blanchard, and this is your ThinkTech Daily News for Thursday, May 7th, 2015. The French Bureau of Investigations and Analysts has been digging into the Germanwings plane crash into the Alps last month, and they found still more disturbing news. The 27-year-old co-pilot who locked the pilot out of the cockpit and reduced the plane's altitude, setting it on a trajectory into the mountains, killing all 150 persons on board, rehearsed the altitude reduction on the controls during an earlier flight that day. On a flight from Dusseldorf to Barcelona while the co-pilot left the cockpit temporarily. Remy Jussy, the director of the Bureau, said, "To us it is clear that this was some kind of rehearsal. This information is in a 29-page report provided by the Bureau supporting the assessment that the co-pilot, Andreas Lubitz, intentionally crashed the plane." The European Commission in Brussels is expected to soon announce the formation of a high-level working group that will propose rules intended to prevent similar disasters. A bill that grants Congress a vote in any nuclear agreement between world powers and Iran passed the Senate with a 98-1 vote today. Senator Tom Cotton, a Republican from Arkansas, cast the one vote against the bill that requires the administration send the text of a final accord along with classified material to Congress as soon as it's completed, halts any lifting of sanctions pending a 30-day congressional review, and allows for a possible vote to allow or forbid the lifting of congressionally imposed sanctions in exchange for dismantling much of Iran's nuclear infrastructure. This bipartisan accord that seemed impossible a few months ago was reached after Republican infighting, a procedural stall by Louisiana Republican Senator David Vitter, and an unorthodox invitation to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to address both houses against the wishes of the White House. Senator Bob Corker of Tennessee, chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, said, "I think the American people want the United States Senate and the House of Representatives on their behalf to ensure that Iran is held accountable." After Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud party won last month's election, it was up to him to form a government by today's deadline. He did it, but has established only 61 seats in the 120-seat parliament. That's the slimmest majority in 2 decades. After Israel's foreign minister Avigdor Lieberman announced that he would not join Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's next government, calling the coalition being formed opportunist and not nationalist, a spokesman for Mr. Netanyahu said that he was reserving the post of foreign minister for his opponent in the elections, Isaac Herzog, of the center-left Zionist Union. But Mr. Herzog said, quote, "We will not be a fifth wheel and have no intention of saving Netanyahu from the hole he has dug for himself. Indeed, instead, he promised to lead a fighting, consolidated, strong opposition aimed at bringing down the government." Mr. Netanyahu then turned to the conservative Jewish Home Party for a negotiation that reportedly took most of the night and signed a deal this morning. Palestinian leaders have already denounced the new government as extremist and racist, saying it would expand settlements that most of the world considers illegal and will do nothing to promote peace or a Palestinian state. Though political scientists and social theorists have proposed that the time we spend online and in social networks, including Facebook, is time spent in an echo chamber of our own political views based on our choice of friends and algorithms that bring us news of our preferred slant, a peer-reviewed study published today in the journal Science, data scientists at Facebook report that the echo chamber is not as insular as many might fear, at least not on the social network. They analyzed more than 10 million of the most partisan users of Facebook over a 6-month period and found that on average, 23% of users' friends are of an opposing political affiliation, and nearly 29% of news stories displayed by Facebook's newsfeed also present views that conflict with the user's own ideology. Now, the stories we click on and the friends' posts we like, well, that may be a little echoey, but it's really no different than our choice of which news programs we watch or friends we invite over for dinner. Donna Blanchard, ThinkTech Daily News. Ahui ho.